above the age of 65. And these have led to like two different things. There are areas in the world called blue zones, where people are just reported to live longer and healthier. And the amount of these blue zones is like increasing too, as are the amount of like centenarians. There's also like an increasing amount of like stage 5 countries. I don't know if you guys have heard about the demographic transition model, but basically, the birth rate becomes to decrease, like they continuously decrease while the death rate just like stays the same. And so that causes like a negative population decline and leads to population pyramids like the ones I've like showed below, where the population is like mostly old people. I would love to answer some questions, but looks like Jonathan's here, so I'm going to switch rooms instead. All right.
See you, Sarish. Thanks.
See ya.
Hey guys, we're going a little out of order, unfortunately. There were just some technical difficulties when we started. So we're now going to jump to Nadia at age 19. So she is now going to her first gynecological appointments. So she's looking to get birth control. She's trying to see what the next sort of 10 years of her life are as a young sexually active woman. And she's faced with the American healthcare system. So we're going to be talking today about bias in medicine. And so the way that I'm going to present about that, I've thrown together a quick game, which I'm going to share right now. There we go. We're going to use this first. So the way that this game is set up, you have 16 tiles in front of you. They're split into 4 groups. So you need to find 4 words that link together, and then you're going to think of what the link is between them. So just as an example, red, white, blue, and green are all colors. So then find another 4 tiles in here that you think link together.
Wales, Ireland, Scotland, England.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in like the UK.
Well, they're all like in a row now, but George, Paul, John, and Ringo from the Beatles.
Yes. So yes, like you said, the Beatles. The first one was colors. Those are countries, and then the last one is just fruits. So pretty simple concept. But now we're going to be talking about bias in medicine, so it's going to get a little bit more complicated. So same general principle. I have thrown in some verbal clues there that might help you link certain tiles together. But yeah, just let me know what you guys are thinking.
Median research bias. Oh, wait. Underfunded, underinsured, understaffed, and overburdened.
Yes, that's correct. So that is one group. There's another group that has that similar, like under, over. There's another one that has that pattern.
Okay. Is it like the higher maternal mortality, higher fertility, lower diagnostic rate? Oh, okay.
Not higher fertility, but you're on the right track.
The lower life expectancy and the lower pain management.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess for the next one, emotional imbalance, hysteria, thicker skin, and then
not thicker skin. That's a different group.
Not thick. Less sensitive nerves. First, that's in the other group too. Oh, median research bias, and then different communication.
Yep, there you go. So now what do you think the link is between them? We can start with this top group.
Maybe
so then we're looking at, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say this, like, I guess the systemic problem that affects the whole
population. You are the first person to get the exact wording for that. So we're looking at systemic flaws in the healthcare industry, particularly hospitals that are in lower income areas, which are disproportionately where people of color live. So these places tend to be understaffed, their patients are underinsured, the hospitals are underfunded, and they have to see so many patients that they are overburdened and can't give them the care that's necessary. All right, what do you think about the next one? This is kind of a result of the systemic flaws, but it's for a particular group. Oh, sorry, no, this is just a result of the systemic flaws, my bad.
Maybe it's like the assumptions doctors make about people of color.
Oh, that's close. That's so I actually mixed up two of these categories. So that's actually for this one, fake racial differences. So this was actually the result of a survey that was given to second-year medical students 5 to 7 years ago about some of the beliefs that they had about African-American patients. So as a result, they believe that Black patients have thicker skin, they're more fertile, they have less sensitive nerves, and they have quicker coagulating blood. None of which are true. But believing these, of course, is going to affect how you treat your patients.
So then blue would be
so
the
in
result.
A similar vein,
like blue would be the
yeah,
result of like their care of the flaw.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, outcomes of medical bias. So they're diagnosed more inaccurately, and it takes longer to get a diagnosis. They have higher rates of maternal mortality. They have an overall lower life expectancy, and they're less likely to be given pain management like opioids and other pain treatments. So this last one, similar to this one, where it's specifically for a group that we're talking about here. It's to do as well with pain management, and I think hysteria is a pretty big clue.
I have a question. Does coagulation mean like recovery period, or like what does coagulation mean?
It's specifically for when you have an injury that breaks the skin, so how quickly you're able to form like clots that to
like,
block off the bleeding.
Okay. Dang, so med students actually believe that?
Yeah, not like huge numbers. It was like in the 10 to 15% range, but like they were picking those up, and if those beliefs aren't challenged, they're going to take that on to, you know, being doctors, and that's a big concern.
Yeah, that's crazy. Is there any like basis for it, or they just like they're like, yeah, we just believe it? Like, they taught it? I don't know.
Yeah, there are some racial differences. So for example, African Americans do have denser bones than white people do. So it's not like this is completely unfounded. But that being said, a lot of these specific ones, like thicker skin and less sensitive nerves, those arose from mythology during slavery, about why it was okay to whip slaves. So they may not have been explicitly told like that's why you're thinking this, but that sort of thinking is just sort of pervasive in culture, and they may have just absorbed it from somewhere.
Gotcha. It I guess those I'm not too sure about like what would group all of those, but my guess would be I get like things that are making the situation worse.
So this is actually about reasons that women's pain isn't taken seriously. So a lot of the times that women come to a healthcare provider complaining about chronic pain, it can be attributed to hysteria. They're just exaggerating what they're talking about. They're hormonal and they're emotional, and so they don't really know what they're talking about. A lot of media and research bias. So a lot of pain research has been exclusively done on men. When you see a heart attack in a movie, it's always a man clutching at his chest and falling over, which isn't how a heart attack presents itself for women. So that's just a bias that doctors may have there. And then also women do communicate differently about their pain, which doctors aren't trained to pick up on. And so that makes it more difficult to get accurate diagnostics and to accurately prescribe to the woman what they need for their pain. So we've only got like 45 seconds left. Just want to get you guys' thoughts. Like, what are you thinking about bias in healthcare? What do you think about the stuff that I presented here? Just, yeah, any thoughts you have?
That was really interesting. It was really informative. Great job. But I'm curious.
Glad you liked it.
Thoughts on? Oh, I was just gonna say, like, how do you fix the problem? Just like maybe a quick sentence. I don't know.
Well, I think a good first start is to just work on like training our doctors. So we are making a lot of progress now that we know that these issues are out there on doing implicit bias training in medical school and just starting to work on addressing particularly the systemic flaws. It's not just of the fault of the patients themselves. There's a reason that those hospitals are disproportionately located in low-income areas where lots of people of color live. So figuring all that stuff out is a good sort of first step. But with that, I will have to leave you. Enjoy the rest of the presentation.
All right.